I am a difference maker.
Imagine all the people.
I am a difference maker.
All right, hello, difference makers. From the Wisdoms team, Leigh, Trevor, and Ivan, as always, we are here and we are chatting further on the discussion that we've had in the last couple of sessions around collaboration, some of the opportunities, some of the challenges, and then we're going to pick up a bit further on some of those challenges this morning. A lot of people think when they need to go into relationships of any form from a business perspective that it's NDAs and it's MOUs and it's all sorts of documentation and legalese and structures and all these fancy bits and pieces, and you see Trevor cringing in the corner of his virtual library there. And Trevor, why are you cringing?
Because, Ivan, I just see so many people waste their time, waste all their money, waste their investment into putting all this paperwork together to guarantee that people can trust each other and all that sort of nonsense. And then when it doesn't work, which it doesn't 99% of the time, because if you go into it with those sort of views, obviously you're questioning either yourself or the other people that they're not going to stand by who they are. There's no trust in it right from the beginning. These things break down and then you end up having a bitter fight in court and all that sort of nonsense. No, man, do me a favor. You know, as youngsters, when we met a girl, especially when I met my wife, I didn't say in the first minute, listen, before we go out, let's just sign on the dotted line here. And I think that's the same with entrepreneurial collaborations. You've got to learn to actually work together. You've got to learn, you know, what's great or what's not about this particular relationship. How can I build some trust into it? And you know what? We tend to turn around in our operation, and in fact in difference makers, when we set up a relationship with our number one difference maker that we'd love to partner with in every city to build up a whole group of difference makers in that city, we'll have an open-ended relationship with them for a year. And whereby anything that we're actually doing, we'll be happy to see whatever revenue out of the resources that we invest into the operation with those individuals to actually grow them with our brand and collaborate with the brand. We're happy to put all the money into their account, because from my perspective, I'd like to watch how well they share our percentage of whatever it is that we've decided to do back with us. And if within the first month or 3 months, they actually don't share quite openly, you cut that relationship very quickly. You let them go away with all those short-term funds and you go and find better relationship partners. Leigh, what's your feeling on this attitude? I know you come from an environment where paperwork and all of that is absolutely critical in your past backgrounds. How do you work with an individual like myself that says, not worth the paper it's written on?
Well, that's certainly, I mean, as much as business does require that, and especially if you're working with corporates, you know, they do want, you know, they've got legal teams and those legal teams have to be paid for a reason, right? But what I want to just highlight is, in my experience of business collaborations, exactly what you're saying is right. And where I find the rubber meets the road is as soon as there's money on the table. You can work fairly well together, finding your strengths and your weaknesses and who does what and who's going to do what. But as soon as you get paid and there's actually money there, or there's no money, but usually it's when there's a bit of money, that's when you start to see where the tensions are as to, you know, who's going to get what out of the pie. And it's much better to test it at the coalface than it is on a piece of paper.
Absolutely. And, you know, one of our other mottos is fail fast and fail forward. So we'd rather break the relationships sooner than later. And if you spent the first N number of days, weeks, months, putting all this legalese and binding stuff in place, and as Trevor says, most of it's just simply not worth the paper it's printed on. rather go into it, go boots and all, put the first dollar, the first euro, the first rand into the bank, and let's see what happens. And if things break after that, as Leigh says, well, at least you've done it quickly. You haven't wasted a whole bunch of other cash, which you maybe didn't have up front to put these structures in place. And that's one of our other great principles that maybe we touch on next time, and that's cash flow positive operations. So let's talk that next time. So join us if you're interested. We hope you are. We hope you're keeping your interest, and we'd love to hear your thoughts and comments on this and join the conversation. So see you soon.
What the world needs now.
I am a difference maker.
Imagine all the people.
I am a difference maker.